Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Plan and Capture, where she plans.
And he captures.
Today's episode is amazing because we're going to do some real trendy shit, right? We're talking about the royal engagement. That's what they're calling it, the royal engagement.
New news.
The royal engagement of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. All the Swifties have gone insane. All the Instagram threads, the Twitter threads, all the blogs, it's all going crazy right now because of this engagement.
So, yep, my husband's right. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they're now engaged. And I'm sure all the Swifties are going crazy because it's engagement time. So today's episode is really about getting engaged. What do you do after you get engaged? How do you start the wedding planning process? When you should start it? What you should do? It's a lot to do, but we're here to let you know all the tricks, tools, advice, strategies that kind of help you wedding plan. So before we get into it, we'll tell you a little bit about our engagement story. Dave?
So when me and Leslie first started dating and getting serious, I put her on a 10-year plan. And a lot of people, I think you guys should do this 10-year plan too. So what the 10-year plan is, anytime anybody asks me when we're getting married, when we're getting engaged, when we're doing anything of that nature, I would just tell them in 10 years. And then as the years go by, 9 years, 8 years, 5 years, 4 years. I was getting close to 10. So it was over the 5. I was like, all right, now I got to get serious here. So with that 10-year run, one thing about my wife, she loves everything Philadelphia. So that's going to be the Sixers. That's going to be the Eagles, the Flyers, the Phillies. Everything Philly, she loves it. Meek Mill, Philadelphia Freeway, all of that, right? So the Eagles had won the championship. And it was also right around the time of her birthday. They were going to have the season home opener. And we always used to go to Xfinity to watch games anyway. If you've never been to Xfinity to watch a game, you should do that. It's a great experience. If you're like nervous about going to games, Xfinity, getting a box, getting a club booth, it's a great experience. So we're going to the home opener and we have a booth. So it's her birthday, like I said, and she had already invited all of her friends and closest family to Xfinity to watch the game. So me being myself, I was like, yep, I'm about to actually ask her to marry her in front of all her friends and family at Xfinity. So I trusted some of her closest friends to tell them the secret, like, all right, we're going to get engaged. They're all excited. Oh my God, we're going to tell her. We're so happy. So I had them on board. I let her family know that I was going to do it. They're on board. I didn't tell my family. I don't believe I did. Or maybe I told them that I was going to do it. I just didn't tell them when. So we're at Xfinity, and I'm wasted. I'm getting drunk. So it's Xfinity. It's a good time, right? So we're drinking. I like to drink a little bit. So we're drinking at the game. We're drinking at the tailgate. And was it a 4:00 game or a 1:00 game?
It was not even close. It was at night game. It was a Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
So it was a Thursday, 8 o'clock game. So we got there like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Get into our booth. We're chilling. So my idea was, so we had told Xfinity crew that we were going to do it. So they're like, yeah, we're going to put you on the big screen. We're going to do it right during the TV timeout. We're going to do it during the TV timeout, the very first TV timeout. So I'm like, all right, I'm ready. So first TV timeout comes, nothing. Second TV timeout comes, nothing. It goes third, fourth, fifth. We get to halftime, nothing. I'm ready at halftime to do it. And I've been drinking this whole time, getting nervous, taking shots. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing happens. So then finally, like in the middle of the third quarter, here comes the Xfinity team with the big cameras and lights. Boom. Boom. They're ready to go. And Leslie just thinks it's like a birthday shout out for her birthday because, it's her birthday. So the crew's there. Boom. Lights come on. Boom. I go to pull the ring out of my pocket. Shit falls all over the place. Shit's bouncing around on the ground. That shit's bouncing around on the ground. Couldn't find it. So I'm panicking for like a good 30 seconds trying to find this ring on the ground. Leslie's confused. She doesn't know what's going on. Finally, one of her friends grabs the ring, gives it to me, and then we propose, and then happily ever after.
Yeah, so basically I do all the dirty work. This is what I wanted to do for my birthday. We just won the Super Bowl, go Eagles. And I'm like, let's go. It's fun. It's the first game of the new season. We'll get a booth. Great. Have no idea what's going on. Had no idea he was nervous. Had no idea. Because the funny part is we actually got in a fight before we went there. I won't say a fight, a disagreement. He wanted to wear sweatpants, and I just didn't understand why he wanted to wear sweatpants. Like, we're not going to a home bar in town. Like, we're going to Philly, but can you at least look nice? And he just wouldn't. So I, gracefully said, well, you're not going to propose anyway, so just let's go. Didn't even care. Let's just go. We're running late. Let's go. And so later on, I found out they were supposed to do it the first quarter, but that game, it rained. There was a rain delay. So it kept getting pushed off on what time it was supposed to start. So the crew was all confused when to do it. And so it kept getting pushed back, and I still had no idea. Even as he's looking for the ring, I don't know he's looking for a ring. So I just thought he was drunk, being JR. And here we are.
Do you know what the stupid part is? Who doesn't wear sweatpants to football games? You can wear basketball shorts. People wear fatigue pants. People
But
wear
to
all,
now
people
know
wear
that you were going to propose in sweatpants?
People
come
literally wear anything to games. People literally wear anything to games.
To a proposal?
And
Do you wear anything to a proposal?
We're going to Xfinity Live. You dress the part.
To
If I
propose?
had an Eagles jersey on, some Eagles pants,
Anybody want a husband?
it would have been perfectly fine, right? But anywho,
we got engaged at
Yes.
Xfinity Live. So, cheers to us, right? Go Eagles.
so now that Travis and Swifty are engaged and they're so excited, and mad couples, because we're going into engagement season right now. What should couples really be looking to do now that they're engaged and the butterflies wear off? What should they be looking to do next? They're engaged, now what?
Well, one, before anything, is to soak it all in. Like, this is what you want, right? You love your spouse. You're engaged. This is what you've been waiting for and planning or thinking about since you're a little kid. Enjoy it. If you want to tell people, tell people. If you don't want to tell anybody, don't tell anybody. But enjoy it. Soak it all in. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and wedding planning should be fun. So going into it like stressed out, pressure, all of that, that's not good. So what I would say to couples is, obviously, your venue's number one. Because if you reach out to any vendor, what are they going to say? Well, where are you getting married? What's your wedding date? So if you don't have a venue, you can't move forward. Next, I would say is do your must-haves. Like, there are certain things when you're wedding planning that you can't do without. So if you're really big or something that's really important to you might be like photography or catering, I would book those first. And also, too, they book out the furthest, I feel like. The venue, the photographer, DJ sometimes, caterers. So do your must-haves. And the other things will kind of fall into place. Like, if you don't care about certain things, then we can worry about that later. But definitely focus on your must-haves. Because those are the vendors you don't want to cut corners. Those are the vendors that really control your day and how your timeline runs. So you want to get your vendors that are professional, that they know what they're doing. They've been to maybe that venue might be a plus. So definitely do that first.
So when we got married, we really didn't have a date that we fell in love with. We were more worried about our venue.
Yes.
And we got married at a beautiful venue. Shout out to the Queen in Wilmington, Delaware. Beautiful venue. If you can, check it out. But do you think couples should prioritize their venue or like the date, like if something's important to them?
I'm not sure. I feel like it's a tricky kind of question because, like you just said, for us, we weren't particular on like an anniversary date or the first date anniversary or the first time we said I love you anniversary. Like, we weren't big on those dates. But talking to couples, some people are very set on that. Like, I have to have this date. It's our anniversary, or it's a meaningful date to us. Or represents our family or tradition. Like, some couples are very like, this is what I'm doing no matter what. So we got to figure it out and pick a venue. If it doesn't work, we go to the next one. But like you said, with us, we just love that venue. So there was like a roundabout time frame that we wanted, which was September, because my birthday, September, yours is October. So we kind of wanted in the middle before the holidays. So we love the venue. So it's hard to be like, oh yeah, the date's more important when I chose the venue. So it's really just picking what's best fits you. Like, if you want that date, and you don't want to let go, then keep looking, but be sure that you're open to being let down if you love a venue and they don't have that date. You have to be open. So I think the biggest thing is if you love a venue, go in being open-minded.
So if I'm a newly engaged couple and I see a venue that I love, should I be worried about my guest count? Just because, like, if a venue could hold 500, should I just invite 500 people? Or what should I really be looking at for, like, venue and my guest count?
So that's a really good question. So looking at venues, you should have an approximate guest count because you don't want to go to a venue where they only can have 100 people capacity and you know already that you have 200 people. So it's almost like you're wasting time to go see the venue, right? So you want to at least know approximately like how many people that you want to come. But just because a venue can say, oh, 500 capacity, that doesn't mean you need to invite 500 people at all. Your budget will be ridiculous. So when thinking of your guest list, think of people that you talk to, that you see, that you would be so upset if they weren't there. So think of that for when you're doing your guest list, but don't feel pressure to be like, guest count's 350, I need to have 350. Because you have to think about it. Then you have to think about alcohol. You have to think about food, silverware, cups, plates, napkins. Like that stuff adds up if your guest count is higher. So I would say focus on who you want to be there and not trying to find a status quo on like, I have to meet this.
So what are some things that a couple, when you go and look at all these venues, we didn't look at a lot of venues.
No.
Because where we live at, there's a lot of barns. No offense to barns. No people who get married in barns. I love a good barn. For us, it didn't fit.
But we got lucky with our venue. You actually did photography at a wedding at the Queen, and I happened to be at that one and just loved it. So we kind of knew once we got engaged what we were going to pick.
Yes, we did. Queen's is a nice, it's a different. Yes, the Queen is an amazing venue. So when a bride and groom, a couple are looking, prospective couples looking at venues, what are some things that you feel as if couples they miss when they're watching or doing a tour?
So I would say definitely having an inside-outside option. I would say also too asking if it's climate control. Like if it's August and it's 100 degrees outside, is there AC anywhere? Because who wants to be outside sweating when you get your hair, your makeup done, you look really cute, and you're sweating? So asking questions like that, is there inside-outside option for ceremony, reception, asking if there's AC or heat depending on the time of the year, asking what amenities come with it. Like, hey, do these barrels or tables or what's included in me picking this venue as my wedding venue? Like, I think people see it and they get so shocked and overwhelmed by what they're seeing, and like wedding planning is a lot that they don't ask anything. So definitely ask questions.
So I think one question I know people get confused about a lot. What's a wedding planner? And then what's a venue manager? I know this is a whole episode, a whole thing we can talk about. We will talk about it in a future episode. But like give a quick like elevator thing about what a wedding planner does and what a venue manager is.
This is a great, great question because I see it all the time and it's like I want to reach to the computer, my phone, and be like, no, they're not the same thing. All right, so a venue coordinator is for the venue, right? It's in its title. So their job is to make sure the venue is good, right, on the wedding day. So that's temperature, that's tables and chairs, that's lighting. That is their job. They want to make sure the couple has a great wedding day, but their job is the venue. That's why they are the venue coordinator, venue manager. A wedding planner, wedding coordinator, it's something totally different. They don't work for the venue typically. So the venue planner or coordinator's job is to be there for the couple. And that means they're standing up and speaking for the couple. So they've already talked about what their wedding vision is or wedding details, and the wedding planner is executing their vision to make sure it's exactly what the couple wants. So they are there to line the bridal party up for the ceremony. They're there to make sure the DJ knows when to give the cue for the first dance or the parent dances. They're there making sure the couple has what they need, whether that's a drink from the bar, a water, their bouquet for the bouquet toss. Like, there are two different jobs, but they work together to make sure the wedding day runs smoothly. So if you hear that the venue has a venue coordinator, always, always, always still get a wedding planner. Please. If I ask of anything, it's get a wedding planner.
Yeah, I think when we got engaged, the very first thing I knew from doing weddings was that we need to get a wedding planner. And she didn't want to get one at first.
I also didn't know too much about it back then. Like, when you first started, I didn't really know what was going on.
I was sold on getting a planner. I knew the exact planner I wanted too. Shout out to Nikki Chambers. I knew that I wanted her. I was like, yeah, that's who we gotta have. And it helped us tremendously having a planner, because we really just wanted to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
And from doing a lot of weddings and seeing, like, you don't want to be a groom or a bride or groomsman, and I see this a lot of weddings. You don't want to be on your wedding day having to like build arches or like be the guy who like has to build tables, and like all of you are sweating before the wedding day, and all of your bridesmaids got the robes on, half makeup, but they're out there doing the centerpieces. Please, you can if you want to, but if you want to just enjoy your day and be less and just have no stress and just be present in the day, get a planner. Please get a planner. Your photographer will love you. Your videographer will love you. Your DJ will love you. All of your vendors will love you if you get a planner.
And as a wedding planner, I always tell my couples, you guys spend so much time, money, energy, effort into wedding planning. Why should you have to work on your wedding day? Why should your immediate family and friends have to work on your wedding day? This is your time to celebrate your love, have fun, enjoy it. Let me take care of everything else, and you don't have to worry about it.
Like, if we could do it again, I would just hire our wedding planner before we even got a venue. Because the wedding planner could literally, if you get the right one, she'll be able to mend your budget to get what you kind of envision. It might not be the full thing you envision, but like, let's just say you had X amount of money for the venue. She might be, well, we could do it over here for this much, save that, and you can get more budget to the flowers, or you get more budget to your DJ, or whatever it may be, instead of just being like putting all your money and all your eggs into just the venue, and then you're just stuck with a venue with no decorations. Because that also looks terrible as well too. Like, if you're not good in decorating, go ahead and get an aesthetically pleasing venue or a nice countryside pasture, where
Not a
like,
pasture.
like nice country backdrop or some greenery, but don't go get a big ballroom and have no budget for decorations. I mean, please, you can if you want, but your photos, your experience will look better when you have a planner or a designer or someone that looks good from the rip.
Yeah. And having a wedding planner who's a professional, they also have a big network, right? They work with a lot of different people, so they can help the couples with like, who is in my budget for photography? Who's in my budget for video? Who's in my budget for this person? How do they work? Are the vendors good? Are they professional? Is the work good? Like, planners have a lot to say because they get to work up with so many different vendors on a wedding day, or even leading up to a wedding day. And I know for us, you were shooting and capturing so many different weddings that we didn't even have time for our own weddings. Or our own wedding, I'm sorry. It's not like we had multiple. We only have one. But we were so focused on taking care of all your couples and making sure they were good, we didn't put a lot of time into our wedding. So having our wedding planner, Nikki Godsend, she just knew. Like, we clicked the first time we talked. She understood our vision. She had ideas of her own. She was creative. She was bubbly. Like, we just felt so good, and we knew that we'd have to worry about anything. And if there was something that popped up or something that we weren't ready for, in our eyes, she was prepared. She knew what to do, how to do it, how to overcome it. Like, she was amazing. So wedding planners, please get a wedding planner, please.
Let me talk to the camera for this one. So many venues have preferred vendor lists. A preferred vendor is just somebody who's been to that venue a whole lot of times, and they feel very comfortable executing whatever service they have at that venue. But please, couples, don't limit your search to people on that list. There are plenty of vendors who you can use who can fulfill the services that you need for your wedding day that aren't on that list. For example, myself. There's a lot of venues that I've never been to. And I'm not knocking anyone that's on vendor lists at other venues, but I guarantee that I can shoot with some of the best of them and give you a service and give you some product and photos and video that you will love. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of floors, there's a lot of DJs who are great at their job. Maybe they just haven't been to that venue that much, who will rock your night with keeping the dance floor rocking, who will have beautiful bouquets and head table bouquets and flower arrangements, right? So just don't limit your search to vendor list. And venues, open up those lists and let some people on them.
But it's interesting too when you say prefer vendor list. So I'm on one and I can say that I'm getting a lot of traction from it, a lot of inquiries about it, and makes me feel good. It fills up my schedule. Love that. So what I'm seeing though is sometimes when venues are newer, they kind of take everybody in, right? They're new. We want everybody to come in. We're not saying no to anybody. We don't know who's good, who's bad, right? So sometimes they create these lists because they've been there before. And so over time, they might kind of like narrow down on who's good, who's professional, whose works great, communication is the best. So then, or sometimes they never get to narrowing down that list. So people are still on these prefer vendor lists. So I like prefer vendor list to see who's there, but like you said, still be open, because if you are looking on social media and you see a photographer that you like, if their work is great, if they're professional, they're communicating, I think it's kind of easy for people to adjust to that venue, right? Because for us as vendors, I feel like a wedding day is a wedding day. Like there's not a lot that change. The people change. Maybe the order of the timeline changes, but that venue doesn't really change much. So as a professional, when you go to a venue, you're going to be doing the same thing, right? For a photographer, you're taking photos, right? You're going to go to a room and take photos. You're going to go to the ceremony. Like those locations aren't going to change. So that shouldn't change your mind on, oh, they weren't on the list. I can't have them. Because they're going to be able to adjust to where they're at. They're professionals. Trust your professionals.
So yeah, I do believe that venue lists, preferred vendor lists are important, but like they shouldn't be like the be all, do all, be all, whatever, however that saying is, right? Like,
I think you just confused the beat, the
yeah, you know, it shouldn't be it, right?
Be all, end all, be all.
End all, be all. So yes, so
Why are we special?
So when you couples do start looking at venues, because that is going to be one of the top things on your list once you get engaged, right? Start looking at venues, because venues book out like immediately. Like
yes, years.
If you get engaged this fall, you are probably going to be looking to get married in 2028. Not even.
Yes and no. Depends your venue, though.
Depends on your venue. So yeah,
some are definitely booking 2 years out. Some you might get next fall, but like 2 dates are only available.
Yeah.
So like act on it fast.
Like if you want a fall wedding and it's 2025 right now, you probably might be getting married in 2027. Definitely not 2026. At any venue that's worth it, you're not getting married. Now, I'm not against a good backyard wedding either. If you got a good backyard, I'm there for it.
I don't know if I can support this.
You've done plenty of backyard weddings.
Yes, but you have to think, okay, planning a backyard wedding is a lot harder because you're starting from scratch. At least with the venue, you have the walls, you have a bathroom, you have typically tables and chairs.
You have the walls.
Like it's a structure. It's walls. Like a backyard wedding, there's no walls. So you literally have to start from scratch. So you have to bring in tables and chairs. You have to bring in a generator. You have to bring in bathrooms. Are you bringing a dance floor or are you on the grass? Is the grass good or is it dirt? If it rains, what's your backup plan? Like, there's so many components to a backyard wedding. Can it be beautiful? Absolutely. But you literally have to think of everything. Electric, bathrooms, silverware, plates. Like,
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny?
what?
When you go to like, I'm not gonna say higher. So in like high-end weddings, and whatever high-end is to you might be a little different to every high-end's different to everybody.
Yes, luxury is different for
Luxury weddings, high-end weddings. So a high-end wedding in, let's say, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
is most likely in the summertime or fall going to be in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be at a beautiful backyard estate, right?
It's
So the same things that you do there in a backyard wedding are going to be the same things you would do at like a country backyard wedding.
yes, but also too at a state, you kind of know the money situation. When a backyard, you aren't realizing how much things cost. So yes, it's great to have a backyard wedding because you can bring in your caterer, you can bring in alcohol, you can bring in all the vendors in. Because sometimes venues, sometimes they're a one-stop shop where the venue's like, I'm doing catering, I'm doing the bar, you can't bring anybody in. So yes, that's great for the backyard wedding, but once again, you have to think about everything for a backyard wedding. Literally from scratch. Like, are we on dirt? Are we on mud? Are we on grass? Okay, so are you going to have a tent? Because what if it's a hot day? If it rains, what's your backup plan? Like, there's a lot of things to think of where a venue, you don't have to really think about certain things. But a backyard, you really need to think about it.
So would you say if you're getting married in a backyard, you need a planner?
Oh, absolutely. But then again, you should always have a planner.
Should always have a planner. All right, so to wrap up this episode, if you had to put it in order, let's just list 5 things in order of what you should do first to last. So I'll put venue out there. I'll put DJ.
Wait, we're not going to put one of us? A wedding planner.
I'm going to name the people. Slow down there. DJ, wedding venue, planner, caterer, photographer, videographer, flying trapeze artist.
What type of wedding are you about to have?
Open bar. If you had to name the 5 if you could do it again, what would your 5 be? What would you do first to last?
So like when we do our vow renewal?
What would you do first to last?
So that's a no? Okay, so my top 5.
I'm not talking about no budget included. What would you just do in order from 1 to 5?
My top 5 would be venue, planner. Can photo video be one? Because
No, they're not the same.
they're not, but it can be from the same company.
Sure. Sure.
Photo video, catering, DJ.
I'm very biased. I'd do photographer first. Then I would do planner.
Love you.
Then I would do venue. Then I would do DJ. Then I would do videographer. Sorry, videographer.
And you're a videographer.
I would do y'all last. But that's
five.
before the floors. That's before the floors. That's before the designer. That's before catering.
But they're all important.
All important.
Don't hate us. So that wraps up our second episode. If you're stressed out, don't know where to begin, get a wedding planner. You can go to my website, www.marinecoweddings.com. I'm on social media, Marine Co Weddings, but please get a wedding planner.
Thanks again for watching this episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell all newly engaged couples to come check us out to get all these gems we're giving out. If you have any questions you want to have us or topics talk about, make sure you send us a topic, send us a comment below, or send us an email. Bye, guys.